Hi everyone. I'm going to go through the brand new Paid Memberships Pro SpacesEngine integration add-on that I've created. And this is publicly accessible from GitHub at github.com/indigital/PMPro-SpacesEngine. I'll leave the link in the video description. And once you navigate to this page, you can download the plugin by going to this green code button and clicking download zip. And then after that, you just install it like you would any other WordPress plugin. And what that's going to get you in your WordPress backend is under the Paid Membership Pro's memberships settings menu items, you're going to see a new SpacesEngine add-on. But before we get to that, if you're not familiar with Paid Memberships Pro, there are a number of different configuration settings that you'll need to set up in order to get everything working. And that can be a little bit overwhelming for somebody who's coming into Paid Memberships Pro without any previous experience. So this is the default dashboard of Paid Memberships Pro. And in the View Membership Levels page, that's where you're going to create your membership plans. Now you can create individual levels and you can create level groups. And level groups are essentially just groups of membership plans that are treated as individual or different sets of memberships. So, and this is something that's really unique with Paid Memberships Pro, and I think works really well with complex websites like BuddyBoss, where you might have a basic membership plan, you might have a premium membership plan, you might have a front-end blog membership plan, and now you're gonna get SpacesEngine based membership plans, I should say, in the plural. But you want your users to be able to buy this one and this one. The same user can purchase any one plan in each group and mix and match those and have different subscription expirations, costs, everything associated with those, with each plan in the level group. I've created actually a free starter plan that all newly registered users are automatically assigned to, and I'm doing that with another Snippet Manager add-on that I've created. I'll show you that a little bit later. But in order to get started with the Paid Memberships Pro and SpacesEngine integration, you're going to need to create a SpacesEngine-based level group. And I've created mine down here as organizations, and then I've created a number of SpacesEngine-based plans, including a basic listing that will be free. And what you'll want to do when you create that level group for your SpacesEngine plans is take note of the the group ID here. The one that I've created is 4. It's going to be different for everybody though. And with that information, we'll go into the SpacesEngine add-on settings page. And the first setting in there is you need to identify the SpacesEngine group ID, which is 4 for my website. And then this is going to ask you to just give the relative path of your create a new space page for SpacesEngine. That's going to be different for everybody. I think that you can basically name it whatever you want. And then this redirect URL is also a relative path, and that's because there's a couple of ways to do this. Now you can, with a Paid Memberships Pro, you actually do not need to get the premium version of that plugin in order for this integration to work, but there are some benefits to doing that, including some premium add-ons. And one particularly nice add-on is the level groups, advanced levels shortcode add-on, advanced levels shortcode. And what that allows you to do is split up and create custom membership pages for each of your level groups, for instance. So I have a dedicated SpacesEngine membership plans page. And this is where I'm identifying that. Now, if you do not get the premium version of Paid Memberships Pro, you will not be able to create, you will not be able to split up your membership plans, but they will be all within the same membership plans page. but separated and categorized by the membership group. And your users will have to navigate those groups and determine which ones they want to purchase. And again, they can mix and match membership plans between groups, but not within groups. Membership groups, I mean. So that's what that is the relative path to the membership plans page that you have configured, either your default memberships plan page with the free version of Paid Memberships Pro, or your custom SpacesEngine based membership plans page that you created using the advanced levels shortcode add-on. I'm not going to get into that. You can look up Paid Memberships Pro documentation. The next feature that this integration includes is unlike the WooCommerce integration, where you have to create separate plans or products for your promoted and featured listings, this integration creates a drop-down menu that your users will have in the checkout process, where they can optionally upgrade their listing to a promoted or featured listing. And this is where you define the monthly and annual cost of promoted and featured listings here. But before you do that, this is going to be one of the first or second housekeeping or configuration within Paid Memberships Pro that this integration looks for and requires. And I've created some pretty detailed instructions here in order to do that. You need to create a custom user field in Paid Memberships Pro for your checkout. And the way you do that is you go to Memberships, Settings, User Fields, and then it's going to look for, you need to name that upgrade listing, and you need to have the options None, Promoted, and Featured. Let me show you that. Memberships, Settings, User Fields. And I'll click at it. Now you can label it whatever you want. That's what the label is going to be in the checkout process, and it's going to be a drop-down menu. You do not need to require that at checkout, this class is also optional, but you need to write this out. I've coded the integration to look for this specific thing, this specific name with the underscore. And maybe I'll develop a field within the settings page at some point in time where this all happens automatically. But all it's really doing is creating a user field for Paid Memberships Pro. And the other thing that you absolutely must do is you need to include these options: None, Featured, and Promoted. I don't know what happens if you decide not to include one of them, but if you try to name them something else, it will not work. And lastly, the description. Now, the way the integration works, it's a drop-down menu that says None, Featured, and Promoted, and you, as the site owner, determines what the cost of those are on a both monthly and annual subscription basis. On the front end, this is what I have implemented on my site, and this is something that's provided by Paid Memberships Pro. It's just a description that appears just above the drop-down menu of what it is that the cost, and just a little bit of copy promoting people to upgrade their listings. So that's where you can enter those details, and you'll see that when we look at that checkout page. Show fields at checkout, yes. Show fields on user profile, no. And this one right here, you need to check all of your SpacesEngine related plans that will include this dropdown in the checkout process. Okay, got it. And there's another housekeeping item that I just wanted to mention here is the integration is pretty thorough. But there are some things within Paid Memberships Pro that were kind of hard to hook into. You just have to do a couple housekeeping items to ensure that you're not displaying inaccurate information to your users. And one of those is the checkout confirmation email that's sent and in memberships settings email templates. And the template name is checkout paid. and then check out paid admin just so you as an admin are getting that information too. Remove this line here from that email template. That line does not display the updated membership plan when the users select an upgrade option. It will only display the initial cost. And finally, this default listing is something that I didn't actually think about when I created the first version of this plugin, but as I was configuring it and getting everything set up the way I wanted, I've discovered that I need this in order to pre-populate my directory with basic spaces without requiring a plan or a product purchase. And that is because I wanted to have listings, and I wanted to start building my directory without really needing any organization or business to come in and actually create the listing for themselves. I wanted to pre-populate that and then allow them to claim those spaces. And there's really no actual process in SpacesEngine to do this. So this is kind of my solution to not only pre-populate the directory with basics with spaces without requiring a plan or a product purchase, but also to configure filters for that basic space, and also to allow business and organization owners to then claim that space. So again, some more configuration to be done in order to get this all to work. It's not too bad though. So the main thing here is you must assign a non-admin user for the filters to apply in the listings. That's because the way SpacesEngine filters works, if the space is owned by an admin, if the space is created by an admin, the filters just all work. You can configure this all day long, disable this, enable that. It won't apply to admins. By default, all filters work for admins. So you need to assign a non-admin user for these filters to apply. And what I'm doing here is just creating a basic listing with a cover image, a profile picture, a description, a website, and email information. The bare bones basic listing. And so what I would recommend in order to configure this process to allow business owners to claim a space, first create a dedicated account for this purpose to pre-populate the directory. And I named mine unverified, and that will show up as the owner of the space. And then what I did, just as an extra precaution, is I hid that unverified user's profile from the members directory using a BuddyBoss profile type. And you can look up the BuddyBoss documentation on how to do that. And then I created a redirect on the user profile to point to a claim a space page with instructions on how prospective business owners with a space already in the directory, how they can claim that space as their own and take control of it. And there are a number of ways you can create a redirect on a particular URL. The one that I'm using is my SEO plugin, Redirections. However you want to do that. Enable space creation is disabled. This basically determines how many spaces a user can create. I have it disabled so this user who's pre-populating the directory has the ability to create unlimited spaces. This is just when this is enabled, it determines how many spaces is the limit that filter will allow on that membership plan. And then just go through these filters to enable and disable what it is that you want to enable. In this instance, it is the filters that are going to be applied to the pre-populated spaces in the directory that you're doing yourself as the site owner using the unverified account if you follow this process. And that's the end of all of these particular settings, but just to show you what it will look like, we've assigned the SpacesEngine group level in the SpacesEngine add-on. So you should now see those same filters in your SpacesEngine plans pages. It's going to be down here in other settings, and then again just go through it and enable and disable all the filters that you want to apply to that particular plan, like a pro monthly plan, stuff like that. All the other details on how to set up Paid Memberships Pro level plans, you can look up Paid Memberships Pro documentation for that. And so I'll show you what the directory looks like. Oops. And these are all the pre-populated plans, or the pre-populated spaces. Very, very basic. One thing I noticed about SpacesEngine is sometimes it shows about and media, and sometimes it just shows home and reviews. I prefer it to just show home and reviews. I have the About tab set as the home page, and media is really unnecessary too. I don't know what is causing that inconsistency, but I'll have to maybe ask them about that. And so you have the team unverified. It's a pre-populated space created by our special unverified user. If I try to click on that, the redirect kicks in, and that shows you the instructions for how a business owner can claim a space. And it will depend on what your process is, but you can go ahead and take a look on this website to see what I've done. It's pretty independent of how it is that you want and what you're comfortable with in terms of verifying whether or not a person is a valid owner of an organization or a space. This user right here does not have a SpacesEngine based membership. So if they try to create an organization, it redirects them to the organization plans. And again, this is being created using the premium add-on for Paid Memberships Pro advanced levels shortcode. If you do not have the premium version, you will most likely just put in your one membership plans page, and it will have all of the organization plans listed, and it doesn't have these nice tables either with all of this these feature checklists. Either way, it will work for your website. And I believe that's everything to do with that. Let me go through the checkout process just to show you that that drop-down menu. So this plan starts at $15 per month, but you have your upgrade your listing drop-down, and this is where the details are. This is where you're going to put and inform the customer what the price is of all the plans. Just what we got going right now. This is the drop-down. This is going to update in the checkout process, and I've tested this thoroughly. It works as expected. There's a small delay in the membership accounts page. Another thing that I've noticed, and this is specific to Paid Memberships Pro, has nothing to do with my integration, and I think might be something that they're still smoothing out. Paid Memberships Pro recently updated to version 3.0, and I see that this right here, I don't remember if it's a premium add-on or a free add-on. Paid Memberships Pro does have a number of free add-ons that they make available, but this is an option for the user to select whether they want their plan to automatically renew. And so what happens when they select, when they don't select this, when they keep it blank, in the account page, it says something like, like it'll say $15 for 0 months or something like that, instead of just like $15 one time. That didn't happen before in the previous version of Paid Memberships Pro, and then it started happening. There's nothing that I can do about that. Hopefully they smooth out that little bug, but do expect, at this time anyways, I've seen it, and it's not this integration, it's Paid Memberships Pro. Last thing I wanted to show is just this other add-on that I've created. It's also available on GitHub, github.com in digital /PMPro-Snippet Manager. Code, download zip, just activate it like you would any other plugin. And this compiles a number of useful custom code snippets for Paid Memberships Pro in a user-friendly interface, making it easier for administrators to apply these customizations. So instead of putting this code in your own custom plugin and having to finagle with the code itself, or put it in your child themes functions.php file, you just activate this plugin, and there's a number of things that makes this very, very useful. And I'll just go through these really quickly. By default, Paid Memberships Pro redirects all users, or when a user tries to register to your website, PMPro will redirect them to the levels page of PMPro. And there's some instances where you don't want to do that. For instance, I automatically assign a default membership level to all newly registered users. They do not need to visit the levels page. And the way I'm doing that is with this field here, which is another custom code snippet that I implemented as a settings page input in this add-on. And you just need to, like, my level ID 1 is the free basic starter membership plan, and all registered users are assigned to that membership plan. Now, I also use the BuddyBoss user blog plugin, which allows members to post or publish blog posts from the front end in their social profile. And this setting right here is a code snippet from Paid Memberships Pro that automatically sets any posts that are authored by a member with a membership plan to draft when they cancel that membership plan. Just to show this custom redirect rules, you can input the level IDs that have access to this restricted URL, and anybody who doesn't have any of these level IDs assigned to them will be redirected to this URL. So, and you can add as many redirect rules as you want. I have 2. And like I said, this one is restricting the ability to create blog posts from the front end to these users, to users with these level IDs. And if they do not, if the user tries to access that page to create a new blog post that doesn't have any of those membership plans, they are redirected to this specific page, which is a custom membership plan page that I created using the premium advanced levels short code add-on for Paid Memberships Pro. This one right here is if you want to lock down your members directory and your social profiles. You probably wouldn't guess that this is a way to do this, but the way I've coded this is if you leave the level IDs blank, that's essentially telling the add-on to restrict essentially logged out users. Not a user with a starter plan, not a user with a premium plan or anything like that, but just anybody that has no plans. And this is going to not only restrict the members directory, but also the social profiles, which is a child of the members directory path, and I'm redirecting them to a login page. So if they attempt to access the members directory or a social profile, let me log out. Here we go. For demonstration purposes, you want to visit that person, you can't. You do not have a membership plan. You need to log in. You need to register, and I believe that's everything that I wanted to talk about with the add-on options that I'm providing. I will say, just as a short shameless plug, if you are a new business or have a business idea and you want to be thorough in your research, there is really no better way to do and conduct user research, market research, business research, forms of qualitative data analysis, than consulting firms that are trained in the field of anthropology and qualitative research, and that also specialize in those kinds of things, business strategies, design research, user research, human experience, strategy and innovation. As I was creating this directory, I just found a lot of really fantastic consultancies that specialize in fields that are highly relevant to platforms like BuddyBoss based websites, and anybody who's got a really a great idea that they want to properly vet before they invest their time and money into it, one of the best things that you can do is put in that thorough, rigorous research to make sure that that's a good investment. You have in this service directory category consulting firms with some of the best anthropology trained experts specializing in market research, user research, and other forms of business and innovation strategizing. So just a short little plug of this service directory. And just as a closing note, I will say that I developed this integration between PMPro-SE Pro and SpacesEngine, and I'm giving it away for free. I am open to SpacesEngine taking it over. I'm also open to PMPro-SE Pro taking it over, and I'm also open to getting feedback from the SpacesEngine community about what any kind of features or improvements that they would like to see. But having said that, I'm going to be upfront that I'm going to be stingy with what it is that I'm going to spend my time developing. If somebody proposes a feature that I don't find to be personally useful for me on my platform, there's a very low chance that I'm going to spend any time doing that. And this is why I say I would welcome SpacesEngine taking it over, and that way, if the community wants to see this plugin, this integration, more features, they can do that, and it won't just be up to whether or not I find it useful for my website. That's just the kind of hard truth of these kinds of add-ons, these customizations being done by website owners. I don't consider myself a full-time developer, and I'm not really trying to get into. I've played with the idea, but I've always come back to, I don't want to get into the plugin business. It would be great if SpacesEngine can throw me a bone. I've spent several months working on this plugin, hundreds of hours work testing and developing and working through some wonky bugs. But it would be a relief, at the very least, if SpacesEngine could update it, can continue developing it, maintain it. That would be a burden off of my shoulders, and I welcome that. But I would also welcome PMPro-SE Pro taking it over, and I will approach them if that is my only option here, and saying that there is a chance that they would make this integration only available as a premium add-on feature. It does not actually require purchasing the premium version of PMPro-SE Pro. We already went through the things that the benefits of the PMPro-SE Pro premium version, but ultimately you do not need to get the premium version of PMPro-SE Pro to set this all up. You just, there's a couple of things that you can't do, but it's completely workable. And they do offer free add-ons, as I've said earlier, but any kind of complex add-on, and I would probably consider this one of the more complex add-ons that they would have available. If they took it over, that means that there's a greater chance that this is going to get locked behind the premium version. I do have the premium version of PMPro-SE Pro. It doesn't bother me one way or another, and I think that they would throw me a bigger bone, just to be completely honest. Another hard truth. But anyways, it's here, and nobody's taking it over quite yet. I'm maintaining it for now. I will add more features that are useful to me for my website. Reach out to me if you have any other great ideas. I would definitely consider any and all ideas. But my position is, if I don't need it for my website, I'm not gonna work on it. So SpacesEngine, PMPro-SE Pro, the ball's in your court on that front, and I'll leave it there. Go ahead and test this out on a staging site or a local dev environment. Don't just push this up into a live site, cold turkey, as a best practice. Test it out before you put it on a production site. All right, have a nice day.